G2 heavy favorites in this. Chicago Atomic and 2's lethal duo. I'm not disrespecting Koi here, but G2 has just the experience playing these game modes at a high level. The 1v1 will probably, if it gets there, will be the biggest challenge here, but especially with the first spring event coming up for RLCS, G2 trying to get back in form. This is a major contention team. Like, yeah. They are, putting it lightly, they are really good at Rocket League. I'm expecting a G2 masterclass here.
I would actually kind of agree with what Jorby was saying. I definitely agree that 3v3 G2 should crush. They are certainly the better team here in that regard. But when you talk about, hold on, you talk about G2 putting away goals, they're going to do that. But when you talk about things like 2v2 Daz, I feel like that gets a little bit more scary for Koi. Of course, we'll have to get there, but for now, G2 putting away the first goal in comfortable fashion.
Yeah, we'll definitely see it. I do want to talk a little bit more about that when we are able to get there, for sure. In terms of this 3v3, though, right now, things kind of going on as expected. Beautiful shot from JNaps, pushing into the top right corner to start this game one off. We're going to end up seeing how things continue over the course of things. Of course, everyone is going to kind of keep an eye out on Koi. They recently qualified yesterday for the main event for the RLCS. We'll see how they fare against one of the best teams in NA in a 3v3 environment. So far, G2 has been doing a great job of mitigating the pressure. They have given Koi a little bit of space up in front, but G2 has been very solid to turn it around. This man here, you're going to want to keep your eyes on no matter what game mode they play. Atomic, as Atomic, that individual ability to pretty much flow through teams like water. He can set up G2 for so much success.
Joined this roster and really became the heartbeat of this team almost immediately. And you can see the results from G2, a World Championship Grand Final appearance with him on this team. And for G2, it has just been nothing but sunshine for many seasons for them, as JNaps wants to take this one to the top shelf and Sosa turn away. On the Koi side, it does feel like a second renaissance for this team. They've had, you know, players like First Killer on the squad experiencing massive success, and then they've had, you know, Aquas coming into the league and joining the former Rogue, now Koi squad. And now they've got Cheese and Sosa, as Gyro the only remaining player from the previous roster, and we'll see what that brings. I definitely think it brings they bring more dynamics to the Koi roster now. As I feel like they play more aggressive with every single player, less of a this is my role. It's more of a we're all playing together now with Koi. We've seen them a couple times, but this Cheese player and this Sosa guy, they're pretty good on their best days, and see if they can have their best day today against G2.
Yeah, a lot of talent there on the side of Koi. You talk about Cheese, definitely has been stepping up. I've seen him play in the 6-man lobbies with the pros. You talked about the 2v2s. I understand where everyone's coming from in that aspect. Gyro, again, I think Gyro is right now the only player that has qualified, like through qualifiers, for every single regional event. At first, it was in Aqua, but he even had to eliminate Aqua. They ended up playing head-to-head yesterday for one of the spots, and Koi ended up taking that one there. Now, all in all, though, Koi's starting to show up some offensive pressure. They've had good control here towards the end half of the game. They are looking to see if they can find a hole in G2's defense. G2 has definitely shown a little signs of awkwardness here and there, but they have been able to maintain the 1-goal lead for the time being.
Definitely a matchup that G2 could underestimate. They're holding their 1-goal lead at the moment with a minute and a half left. Koi knocking on the door. It's just Atomic. So blast this one downfield, and Cheese flies across. Doesn't get the touch. Oh my goodness, Atomic will control it in, and it's a 2-goal lead for G2.
I like this. Chicago gets a bump on Cheese downfield. Cheese is trying to recover to make the save. Atomic goes so fast, has to slow down his car, gets the backflip for the control. That off speed completely threw off Koi, and it's a big second goal here for G2. They were under a lot of pressure. This one will give them a cushion for the remaining minute 20.
G2, a 2-goal lead, and a double demo for Gyro. A tap in for Sosa, and Koi, deleting the defenders, will make it that easy to get there first.
Yeah, this one, you can't even see it on the screen. We couldn't show you the madness that Gyro was causing. But 2 back-to-back demos opens up a lane of space, and Sosa has the easiest net of his life. Can they do it again? Minute 14 to go.
We'll find out. Plenty of time for Koi, but G2 certainly not going to let it in for free. Gonna need some challenges to go their way. Cheese the last man once again. This pass comes out, or this clear comes out to Atomic, rather. So he's just trying to prevent Koi from getting out. Less than a minute now. Gyro. Sosa's downfield as he tries to get back. He'll just get demoed instead. Chicago, time and space. It's just Cheese over the top. Sosa racing back, makes the save. G2 still threatening. Atomic flip resets.
Ooh.
A second touch. Oh my goodness, he put that one on target, but it's still saved.
As I told you, man, once Atomic gets going, it's a problem. Double flip reset on that play. But still, G2 continuing to keep up the pace. They look great. They're using their space correctly. And they're not giving Koi any chance to clear for free. Every time that ball gets to the midfield line, someone from G2's there. This time it's Chicago on the ball as he's looking to push things forward. Time ticking down for Koi. They've got time for maybe 1 or 2 more pushes here.
This one coming off the back wall. Sosa was a good attempt, but Gyro diving in there. Cheese the last man. Everyone getting back from Koi, but they got to get down the field. Cheese up free, lets it go, and no one's going to get back in time. And a 1-goal difference here in the 3v3. G2 coming out on top first.
Yeah, big game win there for G2. I mean, honestly, even though a lot of people expected G2 to take the win, Koi did look solid throughout that game. They played, head-to-head here against G2 very well. At the same time, I will say G2, again, just showing why they are one of the top 5 teams in North America right now. Just the way that they were able to move the ball around Koi to secure that win was solid. Obviously, we're trying to see which game mode comes up next, but still, though, for Koi, impressive. Keeping it in a 1-goal game against G2, no small feat.
And I mean, I would suspect it's 2v2. I'm just not sure how confident Koi feel in 1v1. So we'll have to see. But I think for Koi, they got to feel pretty good about game 1. Yeah, they lost, but I feel like that was pretty close for them. They had great pressure against G2. In fact, G2 looked a little wobbly on defense there for a little while. But, G2's class came out in the end. I think for Koi, you look towards what is possibly going to be a 2v2 here and have a lot of confidence in who you're putting on the field.
Yeah, I could see that. I think it'll be really interesting if they do go out with 2v2. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to shot G2 with the 1v1 if they want to play it safe. Really all depends on, like you said, how that Koi roster is overall feeling. And I think that when we get into it, we'll know for sure. Also, in terms of lineups as well. I expect Cheese to be playing in all these modes, though, for sure, no matter what we get. And we've got a 1v1.
That's right. Oh, yes, Cosmic. That's right. Oh, my gosh. I completely forgot about Cosmic. That's right. It's a 1v1 specialist for Koi. Oh, my goodness.
Sean.
I totally forgot. That's right. And so you have Cosmic against Atomic, and now the script has been flipped for a second. Hold on. As Atomic's going to get the first goal. But Koi sending out Cosmic for the 1v1.
A 1v1 specialist is crazy. I didn't even think about that. But Koi would be the team to do it. And here we go. Even though, they send out Cosmic, Atomic is the one who was able to pick up this first goal. Did end up getting the demo on it. We'll see how Atomic can fare here against Cosmic.
So, Koi bringing on Cosmic for this moment. We'll see what he could do against Atomic. And Atomic is not going to be an easy opponent. But certainly that's not the first thing you talk about with Atomic if you want to talk about Atomic and his skill level. You don't bring up ones. You bring up how great he's been in a team environment. And Cosmic, we've seen him multiple times in show matches. He's been fantastic on the leaderboards as well. I've seen him up there for many, many seasons. We'll see how he turns this one around. As he pops this one up towards Atomic, just chip shot to force him into the net. Can Cosmic put it far side? He does. Ooh. Atomic got a piece of it, but in the end, Cosmic able to find the equalizer.
I like this, though. Cosmic looking for the top left, forces Atomic to have to either make a great save or make the save that he got. Second chance follow-up. That's what Cosmic's looking for. He gets a second chance follow-up, puts it where Atomic isn't, and a great response. We're going to be watching Cosmic to see exactly what he can do when he has that free space.
Oh.
I would expect something a lot different. I mean, we go back to the last 1v1 we saw with AJ. AJ got caught out because he was playing to get the ball a lot lower. This time, it's Cosmic getting caught out, just kind of giving Atomic a lot of room. And Atomic, once he got the ball in the hood, he was able to just sit at home, just outpacing Cosmic to the ball.
Yeah, it's good work there from Atomic. You have to put that one away early there from Cosmic when he wave dashed into it, didn't get a piece of it. And Atomic was there to punish. Now Cosmic trying to turn this one around. He won't be able to, and Atomic once again beating over the top very quick with this one. And Atomic now 3-1 over Cosmic.
I can hear a certain G2 fan really liking the scoreline right now. Seeing Atomic do so well here in the 1v1 environment. Able again to catch Cosmic out. Cosmic keeps giving the ball to Atomic, and Atomic takes it. A great field space, just recognizing what Cosmic can do in certain positions, and has been taking full advantage of it.
And just something that should be addressed. Excuse me. I said a Cosmic, that's funny. Cosmic is the sub on Koi, and this is how this format works, how the crew battle works. And he's been on Koi. So what is happening here for Koi is certainly legal. We've had teams do this before, and it's going to pay off, hopefully trying to pay off for Koi. But right now, it is not going in favor of Cosmic. Atomic has just been faster, and it's just controlled the pace of play throughout this game.
And Cosmic needs to make some adjustments here, because this is a third back-to-back goal. Atomic's on a 3-0 run where he just catches Cosmic facing towards his net, giving him space, and he says, I'll send it over your head every time until you do something about it.
Now Cosmic is going to have a good look here. He's got some boost, got some space, going for the bump and the demo. It will happen for Cosmic, and one back for him as he finally gets some space to execute.
Yeah, he uses the space very well. Gets like the immediate dodge into it, gives Atomic no time to adjust. Most people, they'll just go for a light bump. Cosmic says, I'm gonna dodge right into you, try to force that demo or force that early bump.
So plenty of time here for Cosmic. It's been a rough start for him, as this one goes straight to Atomic and now into his bread and butter, the aerial game, as he tries to knock it down. Cosmic just trying to back off Atomic, but you can see Atomic is just completely disrespecting him, not allowing him to bring anything down. And look at the touches from Atomic to win back possession and force a Cosmic back to his net.
Ooh, tried to get that power shot into the right side, unable to. Now Cosmic trying to put a little bit of pressure on himself, but not necessarily the best touch. Keep an eye on the boost meters here. Cosmic has that 0, trying to manage things, goes for the boost here, but did he give Atomic another goal? This time gets back in time, but it was very, very close here. 2:10 on the clock. This time Cosmic in the air. Can Atomic get that defense? Yes, great read of the situation.
Yeah, great read from Atomic. Cosmic coming up quick, and look at the
challenge just goes.
He's just disrespecting on the challenge. And he knew Cosmic was in a tough spot. He was backwards. It was a free challenge there for Atomic. Very low risk, and now has to play some more defense. Cosmic can just not get through the brick wall that is Atomic at the moment. It's Cosmic trying to control the boost game, and Atomic's he's just chasing. He's just keeping behind, not allowing Cosmic to have a second to think about it, because you saw what happened the last time he had space, and here it comes again. Into the air it goes, and he doesn't get in front of it. Doesn't get the block, and now Atomic, does he have a free shot? He surely does, as Cosmic can't get back in time.
I feel like that one was one of the more bigger plays. Cosmic with space, needed to be able to get that pass. Atomic decided on whether or not he wanted to go for the bump again, but it felt like too much time being taken there in the air, and Atomic instantly challenging, not trying to play the slow game at all, has no reason to. So he's up in this game, was up by 2, increases that lead to 3, and now Cosmic has to play against the clock, down a huge deficit that only continues to grow. Atomic is just so confident as he's running away with this game.
I should have known it was Atomic on Fennec. This is what you're going to get. Okay. A master class so far. Sorry, I had to channel him for a second, you know. 6-2 and G2.
Oh, no.
Atomic crushing Cosmic at the moment. Cosmic has really not had a lot of time to make anything happen.
And we'll go back into this as well and talk about what the desk was saying earlier. You know, I think Jorby was trying to make the greatest point about Koi's strength in twos, but apparently not confident in it, because they try to go for the 1v1 here. It doesn't work out, and they're in a position where we go into game 3. We're going back to the 3v3. All 3 of those players are going to have to step up, where you're wondering what happens or what could have happened if they decided to pick 2v2 instead here, as Atomic is still up by 4, 40 seconds to go. Not gonna call it, but it's showing Atomic showing no signs of dropping this or losing this at all.
No, not with the way this one's been playing. Just Cosmic did not have an opportunity to get anything going. He's been out of rhythm this entire game, and it's because of the way Atomic has been playing. Defensively, he's been unrelenting with the pressure. Offensively, unrelenting with the pressure. And look at the saves coming out. Even when low boost situations, Atomic masterclass here in game 2 with 10 seconds left. I know it's 1v1, but that's just not enough time when you're down 4 goals.
Not at all. And G2 series on match point. Atomic showed up and showed out in the 1v1 department. And I don't think a lot of people were really necessarily expecting it as well. People thought the 1v1 would be a little closer no matter who Koi had sit out. And Atomic proving a lot of people who had any questions wrong with that win. Now we end up going back to 3v3 afterwards, but we'll take a look one more time at some of the 1v1 highlights to watch Atomic, who, you know, he's not a one specialist, he's just a specialist for G2. He's doing everything.
He's been a special player for G2 on all fronts. And again, I have to say it one more time. I mean, truly a masterclass here against Cosmic. Cosmic, you know, had 2 bright spots there scoring, but otherwise just could not hold on to the ball. You see Atomic with the pressure on both sides of the field, just unrelenting and unwavering here against Cosmic, and that was a tough situation to be thrown into. So now, Daz, we go back to the 3v3, one that, you know, G2 is very favored in winning, and one that they obviously feel very comfortable in against Koi.
Yeah, Koi coming into this with a little bit of pressure, though. Their starting roster had to sit and watch. Now they're all in the field. They end up having to play for their lives here. We'll see if they made any adjustments from game 1, a game that they did play very closely to G2. It was a 1-goal game if you missed that. Their demos were very impactful. Bump plays got them a lot of space. G2, everybody was playing on form. That, though, was not something you expect from JNaps. The miss comes out. Gyro puts the goal in.
Yeah, and this is a big miss here from JNaps. And an easy tap in for Gyro. 1-0 for Koi, and they got to be feeling good. Like you said, it wasn't a breeze for G2 in game 1. It was very, very close, and Koi getting a freebie there is a great way to start.
We may end up still potentially seeing the 2v2. If Koi can he can hold on to this lead or even build upon it. Right now, G2, a decent amount of pressure. Chicago, just so much speed. We saw JNaps in the back end. Will he be into this play on the sidewall? Looks like it. He'll have to stop Sosa as this one goes into the midfield. Koi taking their opportunity to play the ball ahead. And biggest thing here is to make sure not to overextend towards G2. We talked about counterattacks with complexity. G2's is just as strong at times.
There's Atomic and a good touch there from Gyro to not let it go off the backboard for free. But where was the defense? Nobody else home for Koi, and G2 find the equalizer.
You see Cheese in the back end. Atomic says, toodaloo. Open net. Chicago puts it in. That is a taste of Koi's own medicine. Koi, again, at that double demo in game 1, G2 respond with a demo of their own in front of the goal line, equalize.
So back to square one if you're Koi. Their lead only lasting for 30 seconds or so. Sosa looking for help, finds it. Gyro to the sky he goes. JNaps there to challenge. Flip reset off the back ball. JNaps not fooled this time as he clears it away. Double commit comes up for Koi. G2's there as Gyro having to back up the Koi squad. Very dangerous there with the double commit from the new players of Cheese and Sosa. As G2 toying with it here on the Koi side. Great clear from Gyro. Looking for follow-up. Cheese past JNaps. Cheese trying to get a bump on Chicago, and it's not going to happen. Now Sosa. There'll be Gyro to cut inside, and a great clear again from Koi, but they can't hold on to possession with these quality clears. Now a couple passing plays come out, but still nothing on target.
You got to watch out here. If you're looking at Koi, you're trying to see the positioning here of the players. We saw that double commit earlier, and it could have led to something a little bit more if it didn't happen. Put Gyro in a tough spot. Koi had to play a little bit of defense here for the time being. If they're going to try to break in upfield, they have to be on the same page. You have to see the communication, but they also have to read the game well, too. Where are they positioning upfield? If someone's too far forward because they think that their teammate has a win on a challenge and they lose the challenge, then Koi just looks so much more straggly on defense because I have to race back. G2 is a team that is kind of very composed. It's really hard to catch them out, which is why we were surprised we saw JNAPS miss that back wall read earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Seems like everybody is in form, though, as we're at that halfway point still tied up.
And you kind of look at this game very similar to game one, where Koi played them very close. Didn't let the lead balloon from G2, and certainly haven't given the lead to G2 quite yet here in this match. Cheese denied the pass inside. JNAP's big clear. Gyro wants control here, and he's gonna need help. Flip reset. Good extra touch. He gets over one. Sosa dives in. Everyone from G2 actually commits. Cheese trying to control, as G2 very quickly reorganizes themselves. And now Sosa looking for some space here. G2 very, very composed defensively. A couple of awkward touches from Gyro. This one floating forever, and Atomic finally able to get up to it.
Yeah, you saw the bump on the play, but I think the rest of Koi was just nowhere near the ball, so G2 still had time to adjust to that. And they're even trying to pre-jump passes, but nothing is necessarily, I'm not seeing any structure here on the side of Koi. And they need that if they want to make a strong push upfield. Gyro can only do so much. He's taken out of the play here now. 1 minute and 9 seconds left. And G2, even though they've been holding on defense, we haven't seen much offense from them on the other side of things. But for Koi, it's starting to look a little shaky. If they're not on the same page, all it takes is one demo or one missed touch, and G2 have everything. They have all their ducks in a row.
The way Koi has been approaching their attack has just not been enough, as that one comes off the post. Another shot, Sosa now making the save. But Koi, they've spent some time on the final third, but no dangerous shots coming out from them. It feels like their offense just lacking that final 5% to convert. And that's credit to G2. They've been able to kind of poke it away in many dire situations. Now Atomic, a flick to the back wall. JNAPS was up for it. Now Chicago try to take on all the defense off the crossbar. JNAPS trying to slice it through. The defense once again able to pinch it away.
Man, G2 was on that offensive press. You have to be ready because they are so aggressive. Chance here. JNAP's already in the air for the pre-jump. Sosa gets a piece of it to knock it away. Chicago gets the double. Atomic full boost. Cheese has to kill this ball. Gives it right to Atomic. And slow, and that's all they need. Unbelievable. 0-second goal. G2 are going to take the series.
Oh, the sights. He dropped it down to Atomic, and Atomic finesses it into the open net, and Koi dropped the series because of it. G2, 3-0. Oh,
no way.
Goodness. Unbelievable.
He just wanted to kill the ball. He wanted that one to just hit the ground. That's why he played it there, but Atomic knew that. Positioned perfectly, and when he was gifted the game-winning shot, he played it well, slow and on target. That's all he needed. Wow.
What a wild series here for Koi. When you look at game one, they played G2 close, albeit they lost. They put in Cosmic to play the 1v1, and Atomic just comes out.
Look how quick he is.
Amazingly, and then he comes up clutch here in game 3. G2, boy, we were talking up Atomic left and right, and I'm glad we did, because he put on a show here against Koi.
Oh yeah, oh man, every avenue he could too. We saw the 1v1, we saw how he did in the 3v3 as well, just being involved, stepping up when needs to be, and man, I still can't believe that one. The 0-second one that went it. I mean, Atomic's reaction to that was so quick, but his shot was also very well placed. G2 definitely deserved that win. It was a great showing from them.
Yeah, and it was a lot of Atomic there. Some mistakes came out from G2, but it always seemed like they were able to kind of bounce back into it. And I have to give some credit to Koi. I mean, listen, I think their 3v3 games were actually quite good against G2. I mean, remember, this is a team that had to reverse sweep Hebro in the lower bracket to even get to this point. And then they played G2 to a 2-goal deficit over 2 games. So that was the razor-thin margin in this series. It goes down as a 3-0, Daz, but you got to feel like Koi played pretty well in those 3v3s.
I agree. I mean, for people who are looking at Koi, yeah, they make a mistake at the end, but I don't think this is anything too indicative. I think they played actually really well against G2. That game was getting set to go into an overtime. Who knows what could have happened there? But at the end of the day, G2 still pull out with the win. Koi, though, I wouldn't tank their stock just yet. We'll see more of them. I'm sure of it.
Koi move down to lower bracket. G2 move on. We're done here on the desk for this matchup. Let's head back over to Banks and see what he's got to say.
Thank you so much, Corelli. G2 coast into the upper bracket semi-final. 2 matches into our $2.5 million tournament here at Gamers 8. We've got $1.25 million for the NA region, $1.25 for the EU region a little bit later in the week. But Johnny, was this a case of the usual suspects? You know, match turned out as you expected, albeit pretty tense at the end there.
Oh, I mean, what a series from G2. They're going to be absolutely delighted with that. I think obviously the biggest surprise was seeing the 1v1 specialist for Koi coming out in game 2. Yeah, we actually didn't know about that. That was really cool to see. But yeah, he couldn't get it done. Atomic looks phenomenal in ones. It's really promising for G2, not just qualifying to Gamers 8, not just in this tournament, but just as they can go so far if Atomic continues to improve in ones. We saw so many top talent do it last year. So that is what G2 need to become a world-class team in this format, and apparently they've got it.
A super sub, as we call it in the UK, don't we? I mean, Jorby, what level are we at right now? Are we warm? Stop my hand. How warm are we? We're on a scale. Go on, stop my hand. Oh, it's great when you're on mute as well. So I'm going to say we're cold. Very cold. Jorby. Okay, I'm going to say toasty. And speaking of toasty, right, we got a cheeky little update from Space Station versus Accelerate. Toasty took on Arsenal, Johnny boy, and 11-3'd him in the singles. Singles?
Ridiculous.
In the ones.
Yeah, it's unreal. I mean, this is what these teams need. You know, we've got, I think, 3 teams that are built for this format. We said it all day, the Optic, Complexity, V1 are the 3 teams that this format's made for. If teams like Space Station, Axel, G2 want to get into that category, they need a player to be good at ones. And yeah, G2 have that in Atomic. Koi actually have that in a one specialist as well with Cosmic, a 4th player subbing in. And yeah, looks like Toasty for Axel stepping up big, keeping his team in the series against Space Station that they're currently losing 2-1 on the B stream. But yeah, I think we've got to go easy on Koi's one specialist here. You know, it's easy to point fingers at him and say, what are you doing? You've been brought in specifically for the 1v1 and you've lost to a guy who's not really known for 1v1 in Atomic, at least not recently. But you've got to remember, Cosmic, for him, this is one of the most nerve-wracking experiences he's ever had in his entire competitive career. For Atomic, this is Monday. So he just came in ice cold, looked very, very clean, played very smart game, and countered a ton of the, although a few of them went through. Atomic did really do a good job defending against a physical style, very 1v1 ground game style that Cosmic had. And yeah, great stuff from him. Atomic on fire.
Just another manic Monday for that man himself. I mean, the highlights on your screen brought to you by Aramco. Now, Johnny boy, who impressed and who needs to step up their game? Who needs to do more?
Well, I think overall, this is fine for G2. I think they're going to be very happy with this. A repeat of this, I think they're qualifying, simply. Because I think on this side of the bracket, they'll be able to handle any of the other teams, make top 4, make tomorrow. That's fine. For Koi, they do need Cosmic to step up. I was saying, you know, we've got to go easy on him. It's his first big game. It's a best of 1. It's a high-pressure situation. But he does have to step up. He's been brought in to win those games, so he has to deliver.
Yeah, it's true. Time to have a quick look at the brackets to see where we stand.